It's just a few minutes before 7 o'clock, and we, of course, are celebrating Tobago Thursdays right here on the Now Morning Show. And Tobago welcomes the return of World Food Day with a number of activities, including agricultural open days and seminars, as a precursor to the two-day event on the 19th and 20th of October. This year's theme is Leave No One Behind. Here to tell us more is Nicole John, Chairman of the World Food Day Committee. Good morning, Mr. John, and welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your morning to discuss with us the upcoming events. I know that Tobago is definitely excited. We have so many things coming up to look forward to. So how has this been received so far, the workshops and the seminars?
Well, we are we're just beginning our activities, and the weather has been playing having some significant impact in the turnout, because as you are aware, we are under some adverse weather warning.
Yes.
And but we are just at the beginning of our activities. Thus far, we have had city activities relating to the series of activities that is planned for this World Food Day celebration.
Okay, well, of course, God's willing, the weather is going to hold up and everything is going to go well, not just for your workshop and seminars, but for some upcoming events that you have for World Food Day. Can you share with us what these upcoming events are?
Well, the whole World Food Day celebration is three main activities. All right, as you would have alluded to them before. We have seminar series, which is a series of seminars where we have selected agricultural topics, and we do presentations on them. And we have 4 of those seminars. One would have already gone, and we have one carried for this morning, which was supposed to be an in-person seminar, but due to the weather situation, we had to have that virtual. So we have that later this morning at 9, and we have 2 more to come up at next week on the 10th. And on the 11th, not 2 more, but 4 more, but 2 of those will be physical, and then we have 2 virtual, one on wildlife, one on livestock, and the 2 virtual one will be home gardening and giant African snail.
It sounds.
Added to that, we also have the open days, and these are where we have our agricultural stations where we open to the public and we invite the public to visit us, where it's like a mini exhibition at those stations. We have sale of produce and products from the stations. We also invite other units of the department within the division of food security to come and display their products as well. And we also invite some agro entrepreneurs to come on board as well. And then we culminate with the 2-day. Yes.
Mr. John, it's good to hear, of course, that adaptability is something that's being taken into consideration with the weather, hearing that shift, of course, from in-person to virtual, so the show goes on. Now, you've mentioned basically a lot of inroads with sustainability initiatives and so forth. What about the youth? Are the youth involved? And if they are involved, how are they participating?
Well, the youth are involved mainly at our grand exhibition, right, which is on the 19th and the 20th of October, which will take place at the Parade Grounds, which is adjacent to the Dwight York Stadium in Bacalet. And they have a poster competition which is recognized by the FAO, or as you would recognize, World Food Day is an FAO function, right? It's an FAO activity. So there is an international competition that children in the age group for primary schools are partaking in. So we have that competition for them as well, and that targets mainly 4-Hers in the primary school level. And they are also in a competition with a stakeholder where they are challenged to come up with different products with a corn perspective. So we have that activity for the youngsters. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Mr. John. So for the grand exhibition, as you mentioned, what atmosphere can participants look forward to? And is there a cost attached to being a part or taking part in the event?
Well, yes and no. It depends. This is the premier event for the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development. And The cost that is attached mainly is for some of our stakeholders, and that really goes towards like paying for the space that they are exhibiting under, like for a booth space, whether it's a 10 by 10 space, a 20 by 20 space, or a 15 by 15 space, right? And most of the other exhibitors, which are governmental or non-governmental, they are not paid, they are not charged, right? We absorb that cost. And what persons can expect on that day is a variety of exhibits and activities, right? You will have displays from departments within our division, as well as livestock competition and display. You have also a livestock petting area where the children can come and interact with smaller animals like rabbits and your lambs and so on, as well as a wildlife display where you have an array of wildlife species on display. You have a food court, farmers market. You have sales of seedlings, ornamentals, fruit trees, jellies, wines, confectionaries, preserves, all the works. And significant to our event this year, we have selected 3 main commodities to do what we call an experiential activity, where you have experience in cocoa, where persons can participate and have hands-on interaction with the processes involved in like dancing the cocoa, making cocoa tea, which is a Tobago staple, as well as cassava, where you can take part in the processes involved in farine making and cassava bread. And with fish, you can be involved in the processes involved in making, doing smoked fish and the like. We also have a lot of manufactured products, and we're in the space of alternative flour, so you will see some of those things on display. All right. Other things, you also will have displays from financial institutions, tertiary institutions, other state organizations, and other divisions within the THA.
Mr. John, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. However, we have come to the end of our conversation this morning. Thank you so much for being with us as we discuss World Food Day celebrations. Of course, there is so much more. So viewers, you can always take a look at the flyers that are available on social media, and of course, we're up on your screen. Thank you so much, Mr. John, for being with us this morning.
You're welcome.
Stay tuned. This is an Our Morning Show. We've got a jam-packed show for you this morning.